God fulfills his promise to Abraham. Read 11. Genesis chapter 18, beginning at verse 16, through chapter 21 and verse 7. The chapter 18 portion is truly amazing. See how Abraham prayed, and God graciously answered. See the boldness and the humility of Abraham in verse 27. Surely there must be at least 10 righteous people there. Chapter 19 is then all about how God answered Abraham, in that his purpose was surely to rescue his nephew Lot. God did rescue Lot, but he also destroyed the cities on the plain. By the time Abraham looked to see what had happened, did he ever learn whether Lot had been spared or not? God answered as Abraham truly desired, but we never learn whether Abraham ever learned of that. God may have answered you in ways you never asked, and his answer may have accomplished that which you genuinely desired, and you may not have ever learned of it. Think about that. He knows best. The story within chapter 19 amazes as well. What the men wanted to do was said to be a wicked thing. Indeed, it resulted in the outcries of their victims, says verses 20 and 21. The thing that really astounds me is that which we read of verse 11. These were struck blind, but they were still intent on finding Lot's door. Seriously? Now, the ashen remains of these cities are still there today, and millions of encased pure sulfur balls can be found in these ashes. Check out YouTube videos for some of these discoveries. I have seen and photographed one of those cities' remains before I ever knew what it was. The account of Lot and his daughters likely resulted because the girls believed that all the earth had been destroyed and that they alone had survived. But note how well they must have known something of Lot's character, that they could so easily ply him with alcohol. The 2 nations born of them went on to become terrible enemies of Israel many years later, as we will learn. More seemingly good intentions resulting in terrible, unintended, long-term consequences. With chapter 20, we see something of Abraham's faith failing once again. And as always, it should be asked, what might Abraham have done so as to have avoided this big mess? The year since chapters 17 through 20 have passed, and Isaac is born to Abraham of Sarah at 100 years of age. Read 21, 1 and 2 for the 3 times God's faithfulness is extolled there. We read, as he said, what he had promised, at the very time God had promised him. That's our God. He keeps all his word. It's what the book is all about.